friends, it's time for the first federal program on WROI Giant FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
Yes, indeed, it's Friday morning, and believe it or not, I'm still going to say that it is a beautiful morning. It is time for the first federal program, and we are joined by Todd Van Sickle. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Moose. How are you today?
Cold.
Yes, indeed. It is a cold day. Nice cold Friday. Sun's going to be out. We're going to have a beautiful sunrise in a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed, a beautiful morning.
It is going to be a little chilly tomorrow, though, but we won't get into that too much.
Okay. Cloudy and cold this weekend. Warms up Monday and.
Yep, starts to warm up a little bit on Sunday. We just got to make it through tomorrow with a high of 12.
Are you getting tired of shoveling?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. You did a good job.
Actually, that one was all on Randy. I will give Randy credit
Thank you,
for that
Randy,
one.
for doing that this morning.
Yes.
And you probably had to make sure your walk home was safe for everybody, right?
I overslept a little bit, so
Okay.
that didn't get done this morning.
So that gets done later today.
Yes.
You don't want to put in hot water or anything like that.
Yeah.
And don't use hot water because it's going to freeze.
Exactly.
Well, welcome everybody. Joining us on Facebook Live today, our guest is Bryan Bell from LPL, Registered Representative of First Federal Investments Services.
Yes.
Is the official name there, right?
That's perfect.
Okay. Welcome. Glad you're with us today. He's also doing camera engineering behind the scenes. Tanner's on vacation, or a rare vacation for him.
Yeah, I know. Down in Florida.
So anything with the script or anything, can't blame him because it's on me. I did that today, so.
We'll still blame Tanner because he was not here.
Okay. President's Day weekend. Any special plans for President's Day weekend?
No, just the court stuff I've got today for the adoption and celebration, and then tomorrow I've got some wrestling. Other than that, it's going to be a nice, easy weekend.
That's awesome news about the adoption. Congratulations
Well,
to you
thank
and your
you.
family, and that's going to be awesome.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
So a little pre-trivia here. President's Day.
Okay.
Really, it's designed initially for George Washington's birthday.
Yep.
It was later, when they made it a Monday holiday, they included other presidents and Abraham Lincoln. Do either of you remember George Washington's birthday date or Abraham Lincoln's date?
No.
Yeah.
No.
See, that was when I was younger in elementary school. They were separate days, things like that. That might be a clue a little bit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's Lincoln's birthday is on February 12th and George Washington's on February 22nd.
Okay.
So we'll be open on Monday, President's Day, just to let everybody know.
Glad to hear that.
So come on in. Winter Olympics are wrapping up this weekend.
Yes.
As of last night, because they're 13 hours ahead of us or something like that, this could have changed, but USA has 8 gold medals, 8 silver, 5 bronze, for 21 total medals, and 4th place overall.
Okay.
I just saw they moved into third. This morning.
Okay. Well, good. These numbers are wrong then.
Well,
Thank you,
those
Bryan.
numbers are wrong. So they have 21 total medals, I believe.
Okay.
But somehow they moved into third.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Probably had something to do with Russian doping or something like
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's been an interesting kind of controversy.
Yes, it has been.
So last week I introduced Todd's Tech News. Going to go with just one piece of that today.
Okay.
Any are you interested in any space travel?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Virgin Atlantic announced yesterday they're selling space tickets to the general public for later this year. First come, first serve. 1,000 seats are available. It's $450,000,
Poof.
and you have to pay a $150,000 deposit to hold a spot,
Wow.
and the rest before you take off. So you can start saving those pennies now.
Yeah. Yeah, if I start saving now, I might be able to make a trip by the time I retire.
Well, later in the show, we're going to talk about a way to help you save, because next week is America Saves Week. So
Okay.
we have a new product and service that will help you save for that flight.
All right.
You're going to have to use your debit card an awful lot, though.
Okay.
Our trivia today deals with President's Day.
Uh-huh.
So it's on the 3rd Monday of February. They used to honor like the individual days. What year did the federal government make the 3rd Monday of February the official President's Day? Was it 1951, 1961, 1971, or 1981?
Okay.
Kind of throwing you a curve here. I told you I was going to try to stump you, so.
Right.
You got 4 guesses.
I do have 4 guesses.
And I may have given you a little clue.
You
when I was
did
talking
give me a
about it.
little bit of a clue there, so I think I've got a 50-50 shot at this.
Okay, well, good. Moving on to sports. Super Bowl was last weekend.
Yeah.
Rams beat the Bengals. Did either of you, Brian or Moose, have a favorite commercial that you watched during that time? Or did you even watch the Super Bowl?
I didn't watch it.
The one with all the animals.
Okay.
The Doritos.
The
one.
Doritos,
yeah,
The
thank
hot,
you.
the hot flaming
Yeah.
Doritos.
I thought that was humorous, yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was good too. I liked the Rocket Mortgage Barbie dolls, even though we don't support Rocket Mortgage.
It was a cute
Bank
little
locally,
commercial,
you can get better
rates.
deals and better rates with your friends Ben
Mine,
Dalton and Stacey Wilson.
mine was the Jim Carrey reprising his role as the cable guy.
Mm.
That was,
Yeah, that was-
I really enjoyed that one.
So I didn't recognize it. Was that a movie?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was a very interesting movie. He was kind of a stalker cable guy there.
Okay. Well, I'm not Mr. Obvious, so we're sitting there watching it, and my wife said, that guy looks like Jim Carrey. She said, it is Jim Carrey,
Yes.
because she wasn't familiar with the movie.
I thought it was humorous, that QR code.
Yes.
I was with an older crowd, and we all just sat there staring at the TV, and the younger kid got up and actually knew what to do with it. So
I was really curious when I figured it out after maybe 5 or 10 seconds. I thought, well, they're testing to see how many people are going to that. I wonder how many people went to that. Do you
I
have any
did not.
stats on that?
I did not yet. No.
I like the Disney Plus commercial where they had all the goats for the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, that was a
Of
cute
course,
one.
they were all Disney movies.
Right.
So additionally in sports, got the Butler Bulldogs at St. John's tonight in men's basketball. Notre Dame's at Wake Forest tomorrow. Rutgers versus Purdue on Sunday at 5:30 on FS1. And Indiana University at Ohio State Monday at 7 o'clock on FS1.
Okay.
So I apologize if there's any errors with sports, because Tanner usually does this, and I did this last night and this morning. Got boys swimming sectional preliminaries today at Warsaw.
Yep.
So, and we've got boys wrestling state championships going on today
Yes.
in Indianapolis. So,
Yes.
good luck to all our area competitors in the swimming sectionals and the boys wrestling state championship. A lot of hard work went into that, and best wishes for everyone.
Yep.
Depending on weather, boys basketball tonight.
Right. Yeah. If everything's a green light, Rochester should be at Peru
And that's 7:45
with a 7:15 pregame start.
on Giant FM. So, if you don't want to get out, make sure you tune in the radio and listen to the Zebras against the Peru Tigers. We've got Tippecanoe Valley at Triton. Tippecanoe Valley's playing Triton at Tippecanoe Valley. Caston at LaVille. North Miami versus South Newton. Argus at North Judson. And Winnemac at Pioneer. And I apologize if there are any mistakes there. Check with your local schools to make
Right.
sure they're playing tonight and with the weather. And
Right. Yeah. Anything can change right now with the current road conditions, and we'll see what happens.
not bad today. Bryan came in from out of town a little bit here, the Plymouth area, and you made it here, so great. Also, you have a nice Jeep parked out there too, so that probably helped.
Yeah, it helped get down here. Nice, slow and easy wins the race.
Very good. That should be our trivia. I mean, that should be our words of wisdom today.
Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race. Brian Bell.
Yeah.
I
I
did
feel like
take-
he might have gotten that from someone else, though.
I did take Tanner's name and use it properly for Tanner's Tidbits, though.
Okay.
On this day, February 18th, 1885, Mark Twain published his famous novel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
Good book.
You've read it?
Oh yeah.
I think I read it a long, long time ago in like middle school. But
Yeah.
also on this date, in 2006, Shawnee Davis becomes the first African-American athlete to win an individual gold medal in the Winter Olympics history, capturing the men's 1,000-meter speed skating race.
Okay.
Also on this date, in 1930, Pluto was discovered at the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, by astronomer Clyde Tombaugh.
Okay, now I gotta ask. Planet or moon?
I think the official designation is dwarf planet now, isn't it?
I don't know. I still call it a planet. It's
It's a planet to me. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
It's the ninth planet in the solar system.
Yep, and it's always going to be that way to me.
I'll high five you on that one. Okay?
All right.
That's good because that's what we know. Any model you look at from they all have Pluto in them.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure they've updated them now, but
Probably.
all the models from our school days were 9 planets.
Yes.
Speaking of Pluto, and more Pluto news, didn't think you'd get 2 Pluto news today.
No.
The same year, Mickey Mouse's pet dog first appeared as a nameless dog in the 1930s movie The Chain Gang.
Okay.
Of course, reading a little bit about this, preparing for today, because the planet was discovered at the time, that's how Pluto got his name.
Okay. Makes perfect sense.
So here's just some useless trivia that maybe can help you in a trivia contest sometime.
Yeah.
Guess it's the obvious. How did Pluto get his name? Well, from the planet, right?
Well, you never know. It could have been, from somebody else.
True. Today's special days. No One Eats Alone Day.
Okay.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Caregivers Day and Drink Wine Day today.
Mm. You guys gonna have wine at the bank today?
No, we're just going to have money and do loans and financial services. But, you can raise a toast to Caregivers Day and make sure no one eats alone.
Exactly.
Have some upcoming events going on. The legislative breakfast is tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
February 19th at the Rochester Meat and Deli at 8 a.m. Includes an update with local county commissioners Bryan Lewis, Rick Ranstead, Steve Metzger, and Mayor Ted Denton will be there. So I assume that's still going on. It's supposed to be better today and tomorrow. So
Yes, as far as I'm aware, that is still scheduled to happen.
also the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce is starting their annual Business and Community Service Award nominations. So they'll award those later this spring, but those nominations are due by February 28th. So if you want to nominate somebody for the annual Business or Community Service Awards, contact the Chamber office. They can help you out.
Okay.
Money news.
Mm-hmm.
We got Brian Bell here to talk about money news too. You mentioned the Dow was down earlier today, dropped more than 600 points really this week, and the worst decline of 2022 so far.
Yeah.
So kind of a downer news there. And mainly the reasons right now are the Russia-Ukraine tensions, worry investors, and the inflation aspects, and so there's a lot of uncertainty. But we'll talk about that a little bit with Brian in a few minutes. Tried to look for some good business news.
Okay.
So next week, Coca-Cola will introduce Starlight. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
The new limited edition version of the classic Coke
Oh.
that comes in regular and zero sugar. Since we're talking about Pluto earlier, Starlight is inspired. This is our Coca-Cola press release information. Is inspired by space, has notes reminiscent of stargazing around a campfire, as well as a cooling sensation that evokes the feeling of a cold journey to space. Those marketing people, they come up with great words, right?
Yeah.
In the company's words, Coca-Cola Starlight combines great Coca-Cola taste with a dash of the unexpected, including a reddish hue.
Okay.
Run out to the stores next week after they introduce that, and
I might have to go get one just to try it.
and we have a great Coca-Cola bottler here out of Kokomo that they always kind of make sure that those things are stocked on shelves in our local stores. So,
Yeah.
so go out and get Starlight. Maybe we can talk about that next week and what we thought.
Exactly.
There's been some preliminary reviews of it, and some people say it tastes like s'mores. Some people say it doesn't taste like s'mores.
All right.
But it's interesting.
I'm intrigued now.
First Federal Savings Bank news. Of course, we're open today, 8:30 to 5. No snow delays or anything like that at all. And we're open tomorrow, 8:30 to noon. And just remind everybody, we'll be open President's Day or normal business hours. Also, you can always bank with us anytime online with our mobile app, which is free to download. Our ATM's open 24/7. I stopped by the bank this morning. The lot's plowed, and there are already 3 cars in line at the ATM. So
Good to hear.
get your cash there. We offer simply free checking accounts and simply free business checking accounts. And when you open a new checking account, you get a free gift. Since Tanner wasn't here, I put it upon myself to find the free gift at the bank.
Yeah.
For the Facebook Live people, it's a blackout buddy.
That's
Moose, here's your
very
your
nice.
gift for today.
Ooh.
It's an emergency thing. Plug it in, and if the power goes out, you have lights ready for you. So
Yeah. This was could have been come in handy last night because the power kept flickering
Okay.
because of the weather.
Well, now you have one now.
Well, thank you.
And just had it come through since Tanner hasn't come through with that recently. So
Leave it to Tanner.
I went into his office, opened the box, and thought, well, here they are. I can just bring this. So don't tell him I did that, okay?
No, I know nothing.
So we have some good news coming up. The bank will be celebrating America Saves Week during next week, the week of February 21st. We have some exciting breaking news to announce about America Saves Week. So
Okay.
here's a way that you can start saving for that space trip. We're introducing one of the things is if you open in a savings account next week, we'll waive our minimum balance requirements, and there won't be a fee for the first year, so we'll waive that.
Okay.
But also to assist our customers with their savings objectives, we're proud to announce we're announcing a roundup feature to our checking account if you use your debit card.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you go to the store and charge, $8.15 from to buy something with your debit card, we will transfer 85 cents from your account into your savings account.
That's really cool.
So it's a good way to save some extra money.
Yeah.
If you want to sign up for that, we'll offer that next week. We can give you more information, but it's a good way to help our customers save with America Saves Week, and something we've been wanting to do for a while, and it's a great way to add savings. I was talking to some people, we've kind of been doing it with friends and family, testing it out at the bank, and some people are adding their Christmas club that way.
Okay.
It adds some cents for every transaction that they do. It comes from their checking account to their savings account. Some people are maybe making a vacation fund.
Yeah.
And so you can use that to start your space savings account.
Yeah.
Get on Virgin Atlantic to get that $450,000.
$450,000. That's a lot still. Oof.
But you probably use your debit card a lot, so it adds up, right?
Yeah. Yes, it does.
So that's something exciting we're doing. It's a new service we're going to offer. Roundup savings. So just use your debit card. You sign up for this. It doesn't happen automatically.
Okay.
And then that money, the cents will be to the next dollar amount will be transferred to your savings account to help people save.
So anywhere from a penny to 99 cents on every transaction.
Yes. And people in the bank have been using it. Say it's a pretty neat feature. It adds up pretty quickly, depending on how often you use your debit card. But it's another way to help people save.
Okay.
So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We are FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
I want to welcome Bryan Bell today here. He's our LPL Financial Register representative with First Federal Financial Services. We've been offering financial services for the bulk of our history, over 35 years of our 55-year history, through Mark Blubaugh and Bryan Bell, and we have a great team there with Wendy Pfeiffer. What's new in the financial news world, Bryan?
Well, uncertainty.
Uncertainty, yes.
Yeah. That's the one thing the market does not like.
Yeah.
And we've had plenty of that here.
So we've got a potential war, Russia and Ukraine. We've got interest rate expectations. We've got the COVID kind of coming off COVID now, and a lot of uncertainty. And what's a general recommendation? Hold tight, just don't panic, and just investments are for the long term, right?
Exactly. Yeah, investing is for the long term, and working with a financial advisor, you get to kind of maybe check yourself or work yourself out of that emotional response, because it's very easy to see all that red on the screen and want to just jump ship. And I think a lot of people experienced that in 08 and 09. And if you talk to a majority of people that went through that, and that's not what we're experiencing today, but you talk to a lot of people that just couldn't stomach that, and so they jumped, and then they had a lot of regrets because they realized if they would have left it, historically, as we see, it would have came back a little bit.
So sure, they were down maybe a little bit for that period, but if they had held on to it, they went up again later.
Yes.
And would more than make back what they had paper losses during that time.
Yeah, so working with us, you can kind of have someone to call. You don't have to call an 800 number. You have someone to answer the phone, and you can kind of work through those worries. And plus, when you have a nice, sound, strategic financial plan, these Januaries and hiccups really shouldn't mean much. Yes, it's never beautiful to see, and no one wants to see it on their statement. But when you have a solid financial plan, you know long term that you're weathering the storm and riding out the waves.
And you get that financial plan by making an appointment to come see Brian Bell or Mark Blubaugh. Wendy Pfeiffer, you can call her and she'll set up those things. And so what happens if somebody's going to come see you for the first time? What kind of information do they need, and what questions do you ask?
Yeah, we encourage everyone that's even thinking about setting up a financial plan. If you're a young family, you're just trying to get your feet on the ground, or even if you're entering into retirement years and you know you got to roll over that employer-sponsored plan, just reach out to us. Give us a call, 574-223-1705. And there's no cost to that free consultation. We just sit down. We want to get to know you. We want to get to know what your ambitions are, what your goals are in the future, and then we're able to help you with a wide variety of tools that we have with LPL. I would hold our toolbox up to a lot of other financial advisors. We got an unlimited amount of tools that we can use. And you don't have to be super aggressive. We lean on the conservative side at LPL with First Federal. You can be middle of the road and get some moderate gains there and have a solid plan for the future.
And I know you're very accommodating about this. You don't necessarily need to come to the office. You'll go wherever the customer is to meet with them, in any of our offices in our market. So we can make it convenient for them.
Absolutely. We work with people that work. Right? So
yeah, it's true.
If you can't meet during the day, that's completely understandable. So we meet after hours a lot. We have all 6 branches that we service, so all 6 branch areas really. And sometimes we even come to your house if that's even needed. If we can sit down and have a nice talk that way, if that's even more comfortable for you. But yeah, we're very flexible. Work Saturdays, Sundays if needed.
Now sometimes it can be intimidating, kind of burying your soul financially to somebody, but you're there to help them basically, and help them make sure they're making the right decisions for their family needs and their retirement needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to find, when you're working with a financial advisor, you really want to find that relationship that's going to work for both of you. You have to be comfortable to tell your financial advisor that you're not comfortable with a certain plan or scheme when you're setting those up. And then you also, as an advisor, have to be comfortable with that other person too, to tell them, well, I don't know if I necessarily agree with what you want to do with your money, but it is your money at the end of the day, and we can help you get there. So it's a very open, candid conversation to get you to that point. Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes I think something that holds people back is, somebody may say, I haven't really started saving for retirement. Well, it's never too late to start, basically.
No, it's never too late to start, and you always want to start. And I love the Roundup new feature at First Federal.
Debit card, yes.
Yes, with the debit card. That's kind of the concept. There is just start and do it slowly over time. Don't do anything that's going to make you completely uncomfortable, but you're going to get used to that feeling of just saving slowly over time. That Roundup will help you do that. But then also on a financial plan side, that's what we come up to is when we sit down and talk about your budget. When we come up with a comfortable dollar amount to start with that you can kind of maybe plug away bi-weekly, monthly. You just do it slowly over time, kind of like you do with your 401ks or your 403bs, your employer-sponsored plans there through work. So definitely never too late to start. And we're kind of approaching tax season. So IRAs, I wanted to kind of open up the conversation to that. I've been working with a handful of people here lately that IRA kind of seems to be a confusing topic. They'll call and say, what's your IRA rate? And that's not really
where you start.
An IRA is an individual retirement account.
And how's that fit in your overall plan?
Yeah. So
is there a need? Things like that.
Right. And I just wanted to kind of take this moment and talk about that. So an IRA is an account title, just like a joint account, a custodial account. And what you do with that IRA, what an IRA allows you to do is when you retire, you get to take your employer-sponsored plan, and you get to roll that out into an IRA. And you get to do that because you get to avoid any taxes or penalties. Okay, so there's no cost to that. You get to save on the any type of distribution fees or taxes that way. But an IRA is just the account title. What you do with that IRA, what you do with that money is then what we help you do. So you can have an IRA CD, you can have an IRA savings account, you can have an IRA money market, you can have an IRA mutual fund portfolio. It's endless. So IRA is just the title, of the account, so it allows you to move that money in there tax-free and no penalties. But then how you invest it is completely up to you, and that's what we get to help you do.
And there's a tax advantages with the IRA because the income earned off of that is taxed basically at your current day earnings at that time, not really prior earnings.
Yeah, correct. So you get to roll that over into the IRA, and you get to take the advantage of the tax deferred growth. And then when you're done working, if you have a pre-tax IRA, which is usually a traditional IRA, then yeah, you're taxed at the current rate that you have of your tax liability at that time, which is nice because you're not working and your tax liability is lower in theory, so you're paying less taxes when you're taking that out.
So it sounds complicated, but it isn't really complicated. Just come in and talk to Bryan Bell. That's who we're visiting with this morning. Our LPL registered financial representative for First Federal Financial Services. So you make the complicated not complicated and make it so they can understand, basically.
Absolutely, and I love that part of my job. I love talking to people, and just everybody's situation is different, and just really helping them understand the financial world, because it gets intimidating, and then it gets confusing. But really, just try to water it down and give them that sound advice, just so they're more comfortable because retiring and financial planning, it is intimidating, and a lot of people kind of shy away from it. But we work with everybody. We don't have minimums. We don't have limits. We work with the college kid that just got out of school, is entering the workforce, and we work with 60-year-olds that are retiring, and so no limit there. And we have all the tools we can to help everyone in a fair way, for sure.
And it's amazing if you can start earlier and have the advantage to start with that, like you're a new student out in the workforce or something like that. The power of saving that money and how it grows is amazing. If you can start, 40 years earlier than 10 years, you get lots of advantages from that.
Yeah, compound interest. So if anybody has a spare moment today, play with your compound interest calculator online. Go to Google. Bankrate has a good one. The one variable that we can't control is time investing. So if you start early, you can play with that compound interest calculator. It's very nice to see how even just, if you didn't start at 21 years old and you started at 31 years old, you can just imagine you can watch that value, how dramatic it is just by not starting early enough.
And like $50 or $100 a paycheck, that adds up to a lot of money over those 20, 30, 40 years. So
Absolutely.
That's the compound value of interest. So you mentioned rollover 401k. That's some of the services we offer too. Why don't you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're getting close, like let's say, we'll start here. Even if you're young and you're moving to a different career, you had another different path, and you have an employer-sponsored plan at an old employee or employer. So you can actually roll that out into an IRA. And what that does is it allows you to save on any taxes or penalties at that time and still keep that money invested however you choose to and grow along the way. And then when you're approaching retirement, the pictures gets a little different. So you've been working hard, you've been saving all this time, and now it's time to retire. Well, what are you going to do with that employer-sponsored plan? Well, we help you come up with a solid plan. Maybe you need to create a little bit of income. Maybe you need to supplement your Social Security. Maybe you need to supplement the savings that you have, or rental income, whatever it may be. You may need to just supplement that and do an investment vehicle that provides an additional income for you in retirement years. Maybe you need to come up with a tax strategy where you want to pay the least amount of taxes as possible in your retirement years, and we can help you do that as well. But yeah, when you're approaching retirement, definitely work with a financial advisor here at First Federal with LPL Financial, and help you come up with those investment strategies to carry you through to not basically outlive your money.
So just make a phone call to Bryan, Mark, or Wendy. They'll set you up to make sure you can talk to somebody, and that phone number again is
574-223-1705.
As we're wrapping up with Bryan Bell today, talking about First Federal Financial Services and the LPL Financial. One other thing I know that we do is talk about Medicare supplemental insurance. Those are some services that you brought to the bank a couple of years ago. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, just a little over 2 years ago, we introduced that Medicare Solutions service to the team, and basically had I've a little over 10 years with Social Security before coming to the bank, so I have a little bit of passion for that Social Security Medicare space. And so we were able to bring that solution to the team, and we're able to help you if you need to review your Medicare options, maybe at the end of the year during open enrollment, or you're actually reaching 65 and you just need to know how to go about that. We're able to kind of show you, break it all down to supplements, drug plans, advantage plans, and we're really able to iron that out and just make sure you're making an educated decision when it comes to that.
So you have lots of services to offer, so if there's an interested customer out there or somebody in the community that wants to know more about financial services, give Bryan, Wendy, or Mark a call, and they'd be happy to help you out and happy to meet with you, and no obligation at all, just do some fact finding and discovery, and they'll help you make decisions for your future and retirement.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to add as we close today?
No, appreciate the time. It's always good being here with you, Moose.
Thank you very much.
So moves on to the trivia. What effective year did the federal government make the third Monday of February President's Day? 1951, 1961, 1971, or 1981?
Okay, now you said when you were in school, so then I had to stop and think, and I know you're about my dad's age. I think you're a little
I'm seasoned.
younger than him.
I'm seasoned.
So I'm gonna go 81.
71.
Oh! Alright.
That means I'm younger than you think, or something like that. I'm not as old as you think I am. So we'll close with our words of wisdom today. From Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. I've seen this many years and did some research on it. It's kind of hard to tie directly to him, but it's kind of referred to in several speeches. From Abraham Lincoln, it says, "Whatever you are, be a good one."
I like that. I like that a lot. Well, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you again next week.
Yes, Moose, thank you very much. Thank you, Bryan.
Thank you.
With those words of wisdom.
Alrighty.
Good job.
Yeah, no,
Hope
yeah.
I didn't get you too much trouble.
No, not at all. I think it's good.
Yeah.
You know what's good? We just